Supreme Rising. Hello. I am not the wise. Oh goodness. You see the title? It's what's to come, right? What's going to shake up? What's going to happen, right? It's a little different view because I always be outside doing the lives, right? My dress getting long as shit. Shout out to the Botana King. If y'all know about the Botana, matter of fact, hold on, let me get the Botana real quick. Hold on, I'm coming. Hold on. And before I start this live, this is brought to you by me. Botana King. What y'all know about that Botana King? This shit right here is official. If you got problems with your hair or whatever, get some Botana King, yo. I should have put the link in the description, but I didn't. So if you want the website link, hit me up. Leave me a message or whatever, and I'll get you the Botana King, the Botana King link. The shampoo and conditioner, this shit is good. It shit smell like Tootsie Rolls, yo. The shampoo, I love it. It smells like Tootsie Rolls. And it works really, really good. Okay? So, yeah, if y'all having problems, alopecia, anything like that, got problems with your hair, get that Botana King. You know what I'm saying? Get Botana King. Trust and believe. I done cut my dreads like 3 times already. Last time I cut them was a little minute ago, but they was like right here. Look, they grew this much since then. But anyway, that's not what I'm here for. I just had to shout out my homie real quick because the products they got is dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you already know the vibes. Yeah, what's to come? So, all praises to the Most High first and foremost. All praises to the Most High. Ancestors. And everything in between. So what's to come, right? You know, like people don't understand because they're getting all mixed up in everything that's going on in the world. But this right here is purity. Like you were supposed to have a lot of built up energy right now. Like it's supposed to be a lot of things you've done that would pay homage to your circumstance right now. Oh, hello, what's going on? Supreme Rising, Supreme Rising. Peace, 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 Supreme Rising. So, like a lot of things you were supposed to do was supposed to set you up for the time that's coming because what they got going on is it's almost like trying to save face at the last minute. You know what I'm saying? And that it ain't gonna even work. So it's gonna get bad, but it ain't gonna be bad as what a lot of people think. Like bad is only in the retrospect of you being a part of it. So if you've been doing your work, you've been putting in the real type work, like divine is gonna give you a road to lead you out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like so you're just gonna have to be aware of that, and when that takes place, what it's gonna look like. You know what I'm saying? So if you've been picking up on signs and symbols and stuff like that, you're gonna know when it's time to slide. Like you already been acclimated to it. And for the most part, stop fear mongering. Just stop all that because and what I mean by fear mongering, not even if it's intentional that you're not trying to put fear into nobody, but just stop talking about it. Like don't talk about no fear and no value with yourself. Like everything that you're talking about is in connection to you. So the energies are so higher now, it's like even your umbilical cord, meaning your spiritual umbilical cord is thicker. It's way thicker right now because it's taking in a lot more energy. So you may pick up on things that you don't normally pick up on. You may have different understandings in your mind that you don't normally deal with. You may be feeling things right now that you don't know have an infinity to feel. Like, why am I feeling more emotional? Why am I picking up on this stuff like, and you're trying to like block it out. Well, it's because that's what we are. No matter what the world told you at any time of day, you are a spiritual being. a frequency being. You are a being that picks up on spiritual energies from the universe. Now, spiritual was misnomered and taken to religion, but that's not what spiritual is. Spiritual is every energy coming from a different dimension into the next dimension. It comes as a spiral. That's why it's called spiritual. It moves like a spiral. So you are a spiral spiritual being. You are a frequency being. Everything that you are. So if you've been living in your whole life thinking that, oh, what I'm feeling is not real, I'm just gonna downplay it or whatever, or be passive aggressive, you about to get a shock. You about to be woken up, because divine ain't playing with nobody. Everybody gonna have to walk this path, because that's just what you are, right? All right. Sidebar. Now, with that being said, a lot of things that you've done, you're gonna have to face it. It's your energy. If you send the energy out, it's coming back around. So a lot of people did a lot of dirt before. They getting hit with a lot of waves right now. They getting ran through, and they don't even know how to stop it. It's nobody literally doing this perplexing to you. It's literally your energy. So if somewhere in your life before this time or whatever, you've been walking around with this negative energy in your gut, you just don't care, you disrespectful and all that, and you handle it how you handle it, you got a manipulation about you, that shit busting you in the back of your head right now. It ain't gonna change. It's only way it's gonna change is when all that energy you sent out is leaked out. So that means you filled up your whole cup with that particular energy. Now it has to cipher out. That's why it's important. It was important for us to be more authentic when these times was taking place, but nobody was paying attention to that shit, because hey, y'all thought you was gonna get a bag, or you thought it was gonna be this. It's gonna go back to normal in a couple of days, but that's not reality. We are all growing spiritually right now. You're growing into your next understanding. Now, applicted to the value of which you comprehend and the situation that you're in, if you didn't reach any levels of this understanding, you may have to relive this time again. Meaning you'll die like everybody else dies, and you'll come back. You'll come back and you'll have more information when you come back, and you'll be able to digress a little different. You won't acclimate to certain things so fast. You won't try to just run through life with no knowledge no more. Like you'll have another opportunity, but this one right here might be washed for you, because you know what I mean, a lot of people don't understand the notions of value, meaning the universal principles and stuff like that. People don't truly understand that. Y'all listen to what the news tell you, what somebody said, what they partially understood from a long time ago, and all this other stuff. So with that being said, you know what I mean, the clarity is not even available for a lot of people. But Naga's here to tell you some real shit right now. Check this out. It was told a long time ago, and these were higher beings having this conversation about us, and they were concerned because they were like, the time frame that it took for the original beings to rise, we didn't have that. It was cut in half, and it was a different circumstance. So the time frame was, I think it was cut even less than half. It was like half, like 3/4 of a half or something like that. Like this, we got cut down. We were supposed to rise a lot faster. And the culture of people collectively wasn't able to do it because you had too many different variables that needed representation. Almost like, how am I going to work and I got to take care of the baby? How am I do this and this is over? You know what I'm saying? It's like that. So culturally, we had those type of situations. What I mean by culturally, you got cultures that believe they're older than what they are, and they're not. They only been here 4,500 years or 45,000 years. That's no time at all. The original being culture has been over 7 million years. Okay. And that's only what they're able to comprehend as far as their tools. I've been saying this for 20 years that we've been here way longer than that, but they'll figure this out sooner or later too. On top of that, we had to pay different attentions, meaning your life force, your soul, you've been putting focus on the wrong shit. Period. Your soul, you done spent almost all your soul energy on everything else in the world but divine. So now you don't have no divine energy coming back to serve you because you've been spending it on things of the world. You know what I'm saying? So that's that problem right there. Like, you can't change it now because you've already made choices. Now, me personally, all I've been saying for the last 15, 20 years is all praise to the Most High. Divine, 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 divine. Even in my sleep, I did it like that for a certain reason, because I knew a long time ago when we was going over the hill and things were starting to change. Even though it didn't seem like that, I noticed it a long time ago. And if you need to have any information on that, I had a whole nother page where I dropped way more videos than I have on this one. I got over 2,000 videos on this one, but I had another page, and I've been talking about this shit back in before COVID. You know what I'm saying? So Yeah, not for nothing. Everybody's now seeing what I was saying years ago when they thought I was crazy. Like, yo, you crazy. We don't understand. It's not even about that. It's about being still. You might be able to save yourself right now if you can be more still. Today and tomorrow, we got a big solar medium that's going to take place, and it's going to bust off a lot of energetic energy that's going to really change things. They're looking, as far as the planet itself, they're looking to see the magnetic field that's around our Earth to be cracked in half and split for a couple days. So we're not even supposed to have a magnetic field around the Earth coming. I don't know the outcome of what that's going to mean for certain people. I know it's going to increase the level of radiation and solar activity that's coming into the Earth. So that might be positive and it might be negative based on this value. Ultimately, being still and not being led consciously by everybody else's fear is your salvation. With fear, you get nothing from the universe. If you can find a way to be still despite everything that's spinning around you, yelling in your face, telling you this and telling you that, you might be all right. And I use might very loosely. Very loosely. You know what I'm saying? So the problem is, and I seen this vision when my grandfather died. It was like my grandfather, I ain't gonna go into the whole story, but it was at one point in the dream when he passed away, he was pointing at the earth, and I could see the screens all around the earth. It was like a bunch of TV screens, almost like the YouTube, how YouTube is, and we got all the different pages, and everybody got their own block where they're, and you can see all the different. It was like that, but it was like a bunch of them all around the earth, kind of like satellites, and they were flying around. And I'm like, I don't want to go back down there. I'd rather stay up here with you. And he's like, no, you got to go back. In my mind, I'm thinking he was sending me back to this. It was only about a month ago that I realized he wasn't sending me back to this. He was sending me back to deal with it. Meaning each and every one of us has contemporary values, meaning we are overran by things of physical understanding. There's been times where I just jump up and I want to get on, social media and do something, whether it's promoting knowledge, find out what I'm doing with this or with that. And I'm like, wait, I'm not stuck by that, am I? And I'm asking myself, am I stuck by that like everybody else? And then I found myself leaning towards if I should pick up my phone or if I should put it down. And I'm like, I'm gonna put that down because I don't like nothing having no control over me, right? And I put it down and I'm like, how long can I stay away from it? And every time I would try that thought, that dream popped up in my head, and it was like, that's it. So it's so much of it happening right now. We are looking to see what happens via that. And because that's your visual right now, you can't see nothing else outside of the screen that you look through a screen to see other screens, right? So if they're not showing it to you on social media, you're not looking nowhere else around you. You're not looking in your atmosphere. You're not looking in your everyday. Like you're not outside looking in the sky. You got your phone and you're looking in the sky, right? You got a camera. You got something that you're looking through to see reality. That's dangerous because that means you're only waiting for somebody to tell you what reality is opposed to what it really is. And if that's where your mind is, you are washed, yo. Like it's a wrap. Because now somebody got to tell you what real is. And if real really hits you, you ain't going to know what to do. You're going to wait for social media to give you an update. That's crazy right there. Get off of the addiction. I'm so serious. They bank on that. They bank on the fact that your attention span is just that short. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep in mind, you expendable. You know what I'm saying? You expendable. Keep acting like they ain't been finding, bodies in different places and people coming up missing and all that. What you think can't happen to you? Or it's only important if it happens to somebody close to you? And make that shit make sense. Y'all better wake up and see what's going on. You got other countries like, yo, we don't even want to hurt nobody else. We want to come do this. But then you're gonna be made, what's that word? Casualties, right? By your belief. You're gonna fight for something. You're gonna stand up for something. I'm like, yo, I'm watching these dumb videos of different people of color talking about something, don't mess with my country and all this other stuff. I'm like, yo, I don't own nothing. I don't own nothing. As far as I was concerned, people tried to own me. And I'm like, yo, at the end of the day, I can't even have that. So I can't fight for nothing. Ain't nothing fighting for me. You know what I'm saying? So the best I can do is mind my business. That's all I can do is mind my business. Y'all can keep getting involved in shit talking about you gonna do this, you gonna feel like this, you gonna move this way. Man, I can't argue with arguments. You know what I'm saying? And I can't get in a war with wars. People got wars in themselves already, always trying to control some shit, messed up in their own mind. And they have taught you people in America how to be just like that. They've taught you real well how to be disrespectful, rude, thievery, nasty, unruly, selfish. They've taught everybody how to do this. And now everybody believes in order to get along, you got to be along or play along. That's dumb. The world is unconditional. Period. Divine created the world. The world is unconditional. Man tried to change that into his own understanding, and y'all followed. So then, if you want to use the biblical understanding, I shall remake them into my image. Divine said, they'll come back the way I sent them. So that's their little beef right there. What side are you on? What side of where are you at with it? Like if we just remove the understanding of everything, where would you stand at the end of the day? Would you stand on a polarity where it's based off the value of you being used by something lesser than the understanding, or would you rather be used in a circumstance that's going to give you an upheaval? The problem is that one made one not believable and one made one too believable, unfathomable. And the whole point is to not let you understand that you're connected to that. If a fish has an ocean to swim in, that's his atmosphere. If a bird has air to fly through, that's his atmosphere. Wood animals, they got the woods to go through, so forth and on. We are spiritual beings. We have a soul. That's our atmosphere. So we can feel things happening, people. No matter what nationality we are, you can feel things happening. Something says, ooh, something ain't right, you're going to move to the left. Something says, ooh, go there, you're going to turn. Unless you're hard-headed, you're going to follow those gut because that's what keeps you safe. So up until this point right here, ain't nobody been doing that. Y'all acting just like animals. And your decision is based off people not being taken care in a careful way. It's like you're taking it for granted that you got people around. Like F people, I do what I want and all this is about this, is about that. And Divine has been giving everybody unconditional love. Until you waste your own life and you got to fight for that soul before it leaves your body. You know, once your body is mangled to the point it can't survive itself, you got to call somebody to come help you. You got to get somebody to come in there and help you out. And majority of the time, those the doctors. And the doctors, they'll watch your flesh. They'll be like, yo, it's sunk 20 grams. The soul is gone. Or if it's a baby, it's 3.5 grams. The baby's gone. And then everybody want to blame the Most High. Like, oh, Divine, why would you do this? No, you're entitled. Divine gave you the option to have something in your life to maintain that value and to make sure it get from point A to point B. Ain't nobody took care of these things. Nobody want to take accountability. Everybody want to be mad about things going wrong, and then they want to blame the Almighty for it. Nah, that's not what it is. You got all the power right now to do the right thing in your own right. You know what I'm saying? Peace, peace, peace. Hi, 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 hi. Hello. I see the highs. I see the highs and the lows. I see the highs and the lows. What's up? What's going on? What's going on? I talk like that and I get in this motion the way I keep going or whatever. All right. So just bear with me if you listening or whatever. So that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, so for the most part, ain't nobody been really leaning on that. Everybody trying to fight about something that's stupid. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. Like everybody thinking that their point of view is right. And then subtle to that energy, like subsequent to that energy, people are dealing with latent values of anger, whatever they got in their own personal retrospect in their life. If they're mad at this moment or mad later or somebody in their family act right, everybody got their own personal issues. And none of that shit going with us. All that's going to stay behind because it's systemic. It's systemic. And if you can't see this whole picture that meant for us to be divided, so when the worst comes, everybody's running scattered, then you the fool. This is all systemic. It's all made this way. And then you get somebody say, you're wrong. We got to do this the right way. And that's how they start off the fight. So you can be like, oh, what's going to happen next? And then when it happens, you running scared. Like, I didn't know. You believed in everybody. You believed in what they were saying. So you ran with it. And that's the time we in right now. That's what we about to go through. So all that, it's about to be a red app. You know what I'm saying? It's about to be a wash over. And nobody don't even see it. But Being one with yourself is the power. That's what you're supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it's supposed to go. Hi, what's going on? Peace, peace. I see all the highs. Peace, peace, peace. All right, so yeah, and all that. That's all I'm saying. You feel me? Like, you just gotta know it ain't even about nobody right now. It's about how well you going, how well you can listen. You might have hate for people. You might have been out here doing stuff. Like, please don't get in that energy right now. That karma bad, yo. That karma bad for people. I be like, that's why I be like, yo, I'm gonna sit still. I'm gonna chill out. I'm gonna let people think what they want to think about me. Let them talk all the trash. I got people attacking me left and right. My own people. They think I don't know. I don't care. Don't do nothing. Like, I'm so serious. It don't mess up nothing. They really don't. They can't stop not a damn thing. Nobody can stop Nathan. It is what it is. It's going. How it's gonna go is how it's gonna happen. All praises to the Most High, and that's the secret that everybody act like they really don't know. Divine about to scrub everybody, everything, and it's either you've been doing right or you ain't been doing right. One or the other. It's up to you. And if you ain't been doing right, sitting there checking on me, worrying about if I'm happy or not, that shit gets you nowhere. He's still happy. We have to try something different. He's still happy. We gotta try something different. You can't stop me. You don't know who I am. I'm a son of the Most High. I stay happy every day. And I don't be thinking about no bullshit neither. Like, I stay on what I supposed to stay on. Untouchable. Okay, untouchable. Untouchable. Cause Divine got my back. You want some coffee? Well, I'll be mad as hell. They be like, yo, we gotta get him. We gotta get him. Get what? These nuts. We gotta get him. Get what? These nuts. You already know the vibes. NAGA The Wise, baby. NAGA The Wise. We don't get bad. We get better. And that's all. We gonna keep aging like fine wine. You heard? We gonna keep aging like fine wine. That's what it is. That's how it's gonna be. You dig? All praises to the Most High. And gonna stay high vibrational. You know what I'm saying? Gonna stay upstairs. Like my man with Bernie Mac said, him downstairs. Him downstairs. All praises. You already know the vibes. Like, everybody got some negative with them. I don't have negative. I'm too busy being of service. And you know what? When I can't be of service to the divine, I sit still. Sit still. What else you gonna do? Cut backflips? Cause more issues in your life? You ain't gotta do none of that. Just chill out. Just chill out. That's all you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, everybody want to look too deep in this shit. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to look so deep into it, and they want to have your brain gone. Like, you got to understand, whenever knowledge is too much, and that confusing tongue hits, you need to back away from it. Back away from it. Run. So serious. Run away from it. If it's confusing, sit down and don't take it. Like, literally, because confusion is a part of what's here to distort your reality. So whenever confusion plays a role, just walk away from it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how that works. But you got to know the time that we in right now, it's just what's going to happen. And all that other shit was preparation. That's why it was a blinding fact. They kept doing shit so you wouldn't prepare. They didn't want you to prepare. You know what I'm saying? They didn't want you to prepare. They didn't want you doing the right thing or fixing or comprehending or even seeing what it is you were supposed to see. They was hoping you didn't see. They was like, yo, they ain't going to see if we do this and do that. They won't know. And when it's time, they won't rise. You know what I'm saying? You always hear stories about death. You don't never hear stories about people who rose up. You know what I'm saying? There are people who rose up. You know what I'm saying? Death is not the only way out. You can rise and evolve. Literally, your light body can come on the outside of your flesh. They don't talk about those beings because they don't want no smoke. That's why they don't talk about them. You never hear them talk about true individuals who rose, because if they mention their name, it's like calling them. Almost like Candyman. If you can mention the original ones that rose up and they didn't die, but they went interdimensional. Speak that name. I bet you they'll walk up here. I bet you they'll show up right in existence. They'll be like, oh my God, we called them back. That's what'll happen. But they're not gonna do that because they don't want that smoke right there. They scared of that. And it's a lot of beings that rose. Death is not the only way out. Divine come to bring you life, not death. And if death was something that we had to deal with, it was apartheid to another understanding. It ain't had nothing to do with the original understanding. You dig what I'm saying? So, yes, to a point of comprehension, we are supreme beings. But a tree is only as great as it is when it's time for it to grow. When it grows and it gets to the certain level it's going to get to, then it can start being strong. But you can't climb a baby tree. As soon as you step on them branches, them shit's going to snap. They're going to snap. So they ain't strong enough to be a tree yet. They're a little shrub. So sometimes you may feel like you bigger than what you is because you starting to grow. That don't mean you ready for all the work yet. Divine know better than you do. So what you going to tell Divine? You going to tell Divine something that you don't know nothing. That's the problem. Everybody hard-headed, yo. Everybody hard-headed. And y'all still running on with the rhetoric. Y'all letting everybody tell y'all how to be, how to live, and you moving that way opposed to you going by how you feel and what that shit really look like. You heard? So it is what it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? I'm just knocking on this. What's that? Almost 30 minutes real quick. That's all I wanted to do is come up here and drop this little jewel on y'all real quick. Because they was messing with my TikTok shit. So I was like, I go to YouTube and drop some jewels. It don't make me no difference. I don't care. I don't care. They be hating hard. They be hating on me hard like, I don't like NAGA. I don't give a shit. I don't care. Don't think about nobody. He make me sick. I wish this for him and that for him. I don't care. I don't care. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing. All praises to the Most High. And that's a fact. Ain't nobody gonna do shit. And that's a reality. So you already know the vibe. I ain't trying to hold you, just trying to show you something, man. It's NAGA The Wise. Tighten up. You know what I'm saying? Tighten up, act like y'all know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? If you don't, then don't. It's your life. You know what I'm saying? You know, they say the original beings got all the DNA inside us. So if everybody go, I'll multiply myself and bring it back. Like it is what it is. You ain't gotta be here. You ain't gotta be here to fix it. Let the government take y'all where they gonna take you. You ain't gotta be here to bring it back. Divine to run it back with a few of us. You know what I'm saying? We're running back that way. It is what it's gonna be. Your choice. Keep in mind, all these choices y'all made. It didn't have to be this way. We could have came together a long time ago and been prepared for this notion. But, hey, it is what it's gonna be. Like I said, I ain't trying to hold you, man. Just trying to show you something. NAGA the motherfucking wise. You already know the vibes. Holla.